Ninjago greats. Yes, today we are talking about Ninjago, and you know what? I actually have done reviews for every single season of Ninjago, if you guys want to go check that out. I even did reviews on Ninjago Dragons Rising, you guys can go check that out as well. Nope, today's video, I'm not necessarily going to be going over each and every season of the show or anything like that. No, today I just simply want to talk about what made Ninjago great, because that is, of course, a part of this series. Without further ado, what made Ninjago great? To me, is simple. It's honestly just the storytelling. I am really impressed with the storytelling. Now, I actually have to admit this. This is actually a show that I really wasn't into that much as a kid. I mean, look, here's the thing. I was a teenager at the time that this show kind of aired, and I really just wanted something on in the background while I was doing my homework or something. And because I hate having no noise around the house, right? So if I have to do my homework, fine, but let me turn on the TV so I can just hear something. And I never really paid attention to whatever was on. And a lot of the times what was on was just Ninjago, and I never really paid attention to it. And I saw season 1 through 5, and I thought the show ended with season 5. It wasn't until years later that I met my buddy Ninjago3, shoutouts to him, aka Star Wars Network, and he actually came to me one day. He's like, "Hey, buddy, you should really watch Ninjago." I'm like, "I've seen that show." I'm like, "Have you seen the whole show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's only 5 seasons." No, apparently there is a lot of seasons after season 5. There are indeed 16 seasons of the show, not to mention the new series, Ninjago Dragons Rising. And what can I say about that? Wow, I actually wish I paid attention more to this show as a kid, because it ended up being really fantastic. What I really enjoy about Ninjago, especially early on in the early seasons of the show, is how it, and I say this with every single episode, every single time I do one of these, but it's so true. I really enjoy the quote-unquote lessons that the show is trying to teach. And that was just something fun about the show. What was the show about? Well, actually, if you go back to season 0, it was about Kai. He was a kid learning how to become a ninja because his sister was kidnapped by Lord Garmadon, and he meets his old Master Wu. This old sensei is, "Hey, you want to get your sister back? Learn how to become a ninja along with my other students." And he joins this team of ninja, and then the show itself is about these ninja going on adventures, trying to basically stop evil from happening in Ninjago. And one of my favorite things about the show, honestly, has to be just the characters. I mean, after 16 plus seasons, you better expect the characters to at least grow and grow on you after a while, you know, and mature. And something that I really like about the show is, yeah, in the beginning of the show, it does start off kind of kiddie. It kind of reminds me of Avatar, actually. It kind of starts off a little childish, a little kiddie, but it grows with you. And just like how I used to grow with Avatar, I got to at least experience the story of Ninjago, and I really do appreciate the story of Ninjago. It actually really is fascinating how this world started, and how each season kind of collides into one another, and the world of Ninjago is so vast and interesting to see. And let me tell you, Ninjago, Lego Ninjago, because it's a Lego series, you think that would just be parody after parody, because Lego, that's what Lego has done for years. Lego has basically just been a parody series of other franchises, that have been a lot of fun to hang out with. I mean, you got Star Wars parodies, you got Batman and Superman parodies, even the Lego movie itself is just a parody on the Lego series. So, I mean, come on. That's what Lego has been. So it's interesting that Ninjago, you kind of view it as kind of a parody of the ninja and stuff like that. And granted, it is, but something that I really appreciate about the show is if you actually sit down and take the story serious for a moment, you can actually see a lot of heart and a lot of character within the show itself. And I really enjoy that moving forward with the show. And I have to be honest with you, Season 1 through Season 10, that is the show to me. That is the best part of the show. End. Done deal. Season 11 through 15, I wish never happened. Season 16, Crystallized, was cool, but let's face it, it was just nostalgia. It was nostalgia that made it cool. And Season 16 is cool. I like Season 16. I like Crystallized. A lot of people don't. I can understand that. Most people who probably are into Ninjago right now probably didn't like Crystallized because they didn't grow up with the original Ninjago first seasons. And I'm telling you what, the old Ninjago, the first couple of seasons of the show, that's what Crystallized kind of felt like, and that's why I really enjoyed it though. It felt nostalgic to me, but I can understand why a lot of people didn't like that. Ninjago, oh my god, Dragons Rising. I want to give it a chance. But so far I have not been very impressed with Ninjago Dragons Rising. But apparently a lot of people think it's actually pretty cool. Something that I do appreciate about Ninjago Dragons Rising is how it tends to somehow relate back to the roots of Ninjago with, we got the new characters basically learning from Lloyd about being a ninja. And you know, ninja, it sounds cool, it's funny, it's throwing stars, it's magic weapons, right? No, being a ninja is all about being a good guy, at least to the ninja world, and trying to give that message, send that message to its audience. And I enjoyed seeing that message, and I enjoyed seeing the storytelling they use within that story. Even though I have my issues with Dragons Rising, at least they're doing that, but it is nothing compared to what Ninjago was able to do when it was at its peak, which for me is all the way up to at least the first 3 seasons. The first 3 seasons of Ninjago, I think, are probably the peak version of Ninjago, because I'm telling you, there's some really great stuff. You have Lloyd growing up, and yeah, he's a cranky little kid. You kind of don't like him, but eventually he grows up and he has to face his evil father. And then you have Lord Garmadon. He cares about his kid, but darkness and his goals are taking over his life, basically. And I enjoyed that. It mirrors Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker a bit, so it's interesting, but it's told in a different way. It's just interesting to me. And then you have Zayn. The biggest thing with Zayn is really interesting. Zayn isn't human. He's a ninjroid. And there's a whole question of, while it's not necessarily said in the show, it's definitely one the audience can ask, is even though Zayn is an android, is he human? And I would say yes, because what powers Zayn? I say what powers Zayn is his soul, and he cares, and he loves, and eventually throughout the rest of the show, he ends up meeting Pixel, and he's able to share his experience with her, as well as part of his energy source, making her stronger too. It's something fun, and I really enjoy Zayn. Zayn is not my favorite character of the show, though. I really like Lloyd. Nia was great. Nia was this character that, even though she didn't have a magical spinjitzu power, she was still strong. She still had brains, and she was able to create inventions and still able to fight. And you know what? If Star Wars episode, I would say like between 4 and 5. If the show Star Wars was actually a show instead of a movie series, this is what I feel like Princess Leia would be. I feel like Nia is what Princess Leia should be, if it was a show. But with that said, I enjoyed Leia too, and that's another comparison that I just like. And then you have Cole. I really enjoy Cole's character, and I've made multiple videos on this. Go ahead and check out my season 1 through 16 review of Ninjago. It's here on the channel if you guys want to talk more Ninjago. But with that said, let's get back to the subject at hand. What made the show great is simple: the storytelling. At least that's what made the show great to me. And I really enjoy the story of Ninjago. And I will tell you more about what the story is, but guess what? I already did in these videos. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think? What made Ninjago great to you? With that said, you might wonder why this video came out instead of the Jimmy Neutron one. It's because a couple of friends of mine just finished Ninjago and really want to discuss Ninjago. So we're going to be talking about Ninjago live tomorrow if you guys see this video. So look forward to that. And we will be doing Jimmy Neutron next week, I promise, because Jimmy Neutron did win the poll. With that said, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I am out for now. Bye.
Subscribe to Dylan's Little Hobbies right now.